You feel like you don't matter, feel like your life doesn't matter, get involved.
Is there a problem?
Hey mate, is this yours? Yeah, so I can see that you've actually paid, mate. So just giving you a heads up, your vehicle is currently up for an infringement for remain in the same parking space longer than 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so the issue, I will say the issue is not that you've paid. That's not the issue. The issue
what's the evidence that you have? It was here for more than 2 hours.
So the rule is with the 2 hour limit parking is from the moment you arrive into this particular parking space.
Okay. Yeah, so do you have records of us being here for longer than 2 hours?
Yes. So we have a sensor technology underneath your vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's all under technology nowadays. So pretty much it says that your vehicle's been here since arrived here at 9:41.
Okay.
And you have made another purchase of just over 2 hours. So that's the infringement. So the infringement is.
So what's that cost?
So it starts from $12. So that's the starting infringement. The longer you remain in this same parking space.
So if we move now, we're looking at $12.
No, so if you move now, I can let you go.
Oh, I'm happy to move it now.
As long as you can. I would say if you want to park longer.
No,
I would say
I'm happy to move. We'll find another spot close by and see how it goes.
What I can get you to do, mate, since I've already seen that you've paid, rather than I don't want you to waste your money, is just reverse out of the parking space. I would say give it about 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And then pull back in, and
then
I'll just get you to display this receipt just until 12:47. Sure. And then I'll get you to pay again. But just make sure if you pay.
I won't pay again. We'll be gone after that. We're just waiting for someone in the office that's having a meeting.
So as long as you can just pull out 5 seconds, pull back in, and just show that receipt, I won't get you to pay. I'll just let you park until 12:47.
Choice, bro. Okay. Have a good one. Thank you. No, I'm just going to move for just a minute.
Perfect time. Chuck him in the back. Go ahead.
One 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. They call it power brokers debate with Winston Peters and that in it. They're all sitting there. It's a whole group. There's no two metre distancing being kept there at all. Everybody was sitting right next to each other. So I guess 2 metre distancing doesn't matter anymore.
I can't believe they pulled the curtain.
Yeah, well, that's what I did with Otahu Police Station. Because I went round and after they harassed one of my other mates that was filming outside there, I went round there with 6 cameras. And then I rang them up and sent them an email and says, look, if you want privacy, create it, pull your fucking blinds. And then I actually filmed them as I went round. They started pulling the blinds as I was filming them. I thought that was beautiful. No, and he rang me up and said he's using that as a training video for the rest of his staff. Glad I could help. You know, that's how it all works. Hmm?
You guys took a long time to listen to a bunch of bullshit.
You've got to enjoy the eating.
What did they tell today?
Yeah. Well,
nice to meet you, Amanda.
Nice to meet you too.
Mark.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, there was high stakes.
You noticed when we left the room, they closed the curtains again on us.
Oh yeah.
And they were watching us from reception, doing the photos.
Let's be honest, they were watching you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, well, they know we've got a connection, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, we've been building a network for a long time now. Because it's, you know, a lot of people that are attacked by Oranga Tamariki, they go to ground.
Yeah, they do, because of the stigma attached to it.
And trauma.
And that's what I brought up today, yeah, and the trauma. And I said, you know, and they mentioned something there about their caseload. Oh, you know, you don't understand the caseload. I said, but here's the thing. I rang Plunkett and told them I'd hit my baby, and it took them 45 days to come to the conclusion that I hit my baby. And in between, there was a lot of stress and a lot of pressure put on our family, a lot of lies, a lot of dishonest behaviour by the Oranga Tamariki style.
It's disgusting.
So maybe they need to look at why their workloads are, 45 days. It should have been done and dusted in a week.
Because 70% of it doesn't need to happen in the first place.
I reached out for help.
Yeah,
what happens
exactly.
is all
That's the
around
gutting thing.
world, they've created these child protection systems to be
To protect the dogs.
self-perpetuating.
Yes, exactly. And that's
And
very
they make
much
money.
what came across.
Yeah.
You know, 9 billion a year they spend in Norway. 9 billion. And there's only 5.5 mil.
6 kids a day in Norway, I think it is, last time we checked.
6 kids a day.
Yeah.
So we brought out a international human rights lawyer from Norway in January.
Marius.
Marius Rickers, who's been winning in the European court.
7
against,
convictions now.
Norway's
government.
And 16 cases have been upheld in the European Human Rights Court against the state.
That's the thing, and that's what I highlighted here. Like you look at the United Nations Rights of the Child. That was,
Uncrock,
wasn't adhered to at all. My children, my son was completely denied. I was breastfeeding him. That was his sole source.
And that's one of their golden rules, isn't it? Don't pull them away when they're
but then they
breastfeeding.
lied. They tried to lie and say that, oh no, you weren't breastfeeding. It's like, I think I know if I was breastfeeding.
Yeah.
So what was the tribunal like? Well, who you had today?
We had Judge Paul and 2 people I'd never seen before.
Gina.
I've seen you through the
She
link.
always seemed a little hostile. I think she went into it with previous
Oh, well then she's
ideas.
obviously a social worker to Kiwi. So
No,
She
she's
was
not.
a
She's
nurse.
never worked this one.
And then there
They're not a
was-
social
what's the
worker on
other
there.
one's name? Yeah, well, even the social workers in my case aren't before them.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
none of them are held to account. That's
No,
what
that's
and
right.
That's what I raised
Hey.
with them, is that until there's accountability.
Yeah,
And the
there
one
isn't.
thing-
They don't care. No one gives a shit. Everyone's getting paid.
Yeah, and thankfully
money.
we recorded that.
Are you going to get any compensation for grief
You
and
didn't
harm?
even ask for any.
No, I didn't ask for any. My motivation is to make sure no one else goes through this.
Yeah, well, that's
I guess I didn't sort of think about that side of it because I mean at the end of the day the money's not going to.
It's not going to fix the problem.
It's not
You want
gonna-
the change to happen
yeah.
as opposed to a settlement.
But then I also see what you're saying that you know maybe the more they have to pay out, the more they have to explain.
Yeah, the more they blow their budget on complaints, that will be the only time the minister will say, now what's going on here? This is costing us a lot of money.
Because I went and had counselling. I
He
paid.
did.
The ombudsman is.
Yeah, it is.
That'll be
Solnet House. It's where the chief ombudsman is.
Sorry?
Because I made it really clear to the panel that I didn't actually expect a lot out of it. I
Well,
said
you're
that
not
with
gonna
all
be
due
disappointed. I
respect,
can
I
be-
don't
The
actually
CE
expect a
panel
lot out of
is
it.
useless. I went to one CE panel and I just blew my brains out how fucking useless they were. At the end of the day, they can actually do nothing.
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
They've got no power.
So what's the point of wasting all your time and energy
And
on something
cost
that's
to the taxpayer. Like I said to them at the time when they cancelled the original appointment due to COVID, I said, we have the technology for video conferencing, why aren't you utilising that? You know, just
So this floor here is all OT.
Oh, the whole no,
building. mate. Quite a few
that little
floors.
floor is OT and NSD.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's
There's 2,000 people in there and I know over 200 grand a year. I got it through the official information.
Steve, have they not
Wow.
let you in the door?
Huh?
Have they not let you in to have a look
Oh,
around?
no, fuck, I got trespass.
No courtesy tour?
When we were down here in February, and Paula had an appointment, and they shut all the doors and wouldn't let us in. The security guard, the little Indian security guard in there, told us off. Said we weren't allowed to film her. Says, "Are you kidding me? You're standing in a publicly accessible
that was
area."
something that we raised with them was because the only thing that I honestly think saved my children
Was
to this
recording.
point was
Was
that
the
I
media.
recorded it.
Yep.
Well, I recorded everything.
Yep.
And we've
You're entitled
raised
to do
that as it
You've
should
gotta be
actually
proactive
be-
with that, eh?
Yeah, but we've said that it should actually be mandatory.
Of course.
That all social workers should actually be
Well,
recorded
wear
because
body
it covers
cams.
them as much as us.
Yep. He said, she said, goes out the window when that happens.
It does.
Yep.
And I'm just hoping that there was enough contradictory bullshit. We caught them out lying enough times
they're having a
on
right
the
crack at
recordings.
Guy
Because it was
Guy
only the
today.
first
Oh, good.
meeting I didn't record. I naively believed they'd
So,
conduct themselves in
there's
a
gonna be
manner
some
that
more
was,
rolling
you know,
protest.
Of
ethical
course.
and
That's the way to do it.
and I
Randomly
realised very
rolling.
quickly
Yeah,
that
not
wasn't the
tell
case
them. No,
for
that's
every other
right.
meeting after that.
Because
So
was
now we've
recorded.
got all our
Good.
leaders set up.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Like Tony's
And
pretty
then,
good. and
because when they
Alexander,
got really
he's good
upset
and
was
he's
after
good.
they'd had the psych report for
Christchurch,
3 weeks.
you know, it's a bit of-
That
because there's four
completely
sites.
exonerated me and said my children were not at risk.
No,
And it
you can't do
specifically
around four sites. She's literally free, but you
the
can't.
recommendation was that Oranga Tamariki had fulfilled their statutory obligation and their
I
continued
understood
involvement
that
was
they
doing
were
more
working
harm than
from
good,
home, you
and they
said.
recommended
They
that
were
they
yesterday
disengage
because
with
there was a
family
protest
immediately.
happening in around
Amanda has an outgoing, independent and occasionally volatile personality. She is highly self-directed but cooperative and flexible. In the context of family illness and a dire lack of sleep, she behaved in an ill-judged way toward her baby son. She immediately took a number of different steps with her partner's involvement to improve matters. At no time did she seek to hide or minimize her behavior. She was shocked and disappointed in herself. When suddenly confronted with a care and protection investigation, she felt briefly overwhelmed and some of her remarks were hasty. However, they were also misinterpreted. At no time was she a danger to herself or others, and neither is she now. In my opinion, Amanda presents no risk to either of her children. She is a loving and warm mother who goes to great lengths to nurture them. Oranga Tamariki should withdraw from their engagement with this family. Their statutory obligations have been fulfilled and their involvement is doing more harm than good.
And so 3 weeks later, they
and
were
I noticed
still...
Steve Groom's not here today, and
leaves
half the corporate office.
And that's when I sent an email that said, effective immediately, I'm refusing.
And as you may know, around the hut, there's their car park, so they right around the back there.
My children are not at risk. You need to finish your case. And I also said, I won't be meeting with you in person. We're happy to communicate via email, but nothing more in person. I'm not going to be continuing to be bullied and that was when they contacted the police to try and force entry to our property on the grounds that they were concerned, they had serious concerns about the safety of my children.
The psych assessment, it said that I had a sometimes volatile personality. They took that one word and they have put that forward as being the reason that they had grounds to still be involved. One word, they ignored everything else that report said about how nurturing I was as a mother, how safe my children were around me. It ignored all of that and focused on one word as a justification for them to continue to be involved. And they emailed us requesting a meeting, and I emailed them back and said, look, we have no interest in actually meeting with you. You have a conclusion, you've reached the outcome. Email that through to us. You've got the psych report, you know there is no harm to my children. This needs to end. The next day, Darren got a phone call from the senior sergeant of the child protection team.
He said, I've just had a phone call from OT wanting our assistance to do a forced entry into your house. I said, I beg your pardon? And he goes, they believe that you have withdrawn and not communicating. Amanda, being proactive, records everything. Yeah, she sent away all the emails, all the correspondence.
That poor senior sergeant, man, it was like an email bomb. I mean, I sent him everything I had. So he contacted them back and said that they weren't, the New Zealand police were not going to be involved and they were not going to do a forced entry to our property because they didn't believe it met their threshold, did it? Because our children clearly weren't at risk. And he had looked at the same information that Oranga Tamariki had all these weeks.
Yeah, I mirrored your clip up on my channel. It's got hundreds of views up on my channel already. So, yeah,
well, we've got to be at the airport.
That was a bit of a gut wrencher, that one. And people go, oh well, she shouldn't have hit her. I'm going, look, unless I've been there with the wife. We've had 3 kids. We know what it's like, and you get to that point. But it's glad that you actually recognised it and called out for help, and instead you get kicked in the teeth for it.
But I'll never do that again.
No. Well, it's the old buyer beware. Once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah. Because the reality is, by reaching out for help, I put my children at more risk than they were with me just
we've got a really awesome group of girls in Christchurch, They're protesting today.
Oh, and tomorrow, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. There's a lady called Peewish, she's a Maori woman. Yeah. Smart as a rat.
And she's very clued up with OT. Oh, is that
we're going to let you guys go.
Yeah. It's an awesome chat, indeed. Thanks. Good luck. See you, G.